Welcome to the Lead at Home podcast, where every episode is about learning how to develop our parenting skills to achieve the best for our children. Here are your hosts, Sarah Franco and Jala Gaines.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again today for the Lead at Home podcast. I'm here with the magnificent...
Whoa, thank you. I'm Sarah.
This is Sara Franco. I'm Jala Gaines, and today we're going to be talking about what it means to lead with confidence at home. Sarah, you want to kick us off with...
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say first off, I think both of us are kind of on the same page as far as personality-wise. Yeah. We are not these super bold, outspoken people. Yeah. I know for me personally, I'm a very compliant, rule follower. You too? Okay.
Yeah, just checking them out.
So, in talking about leading with confidence, this has always been a stretch for me in the home. Because there is a level of, for me, doubting my own knowledge, my abilities, and always looking at those in authority, like a doctor, a teacher, people who are professional in their field, as they know more than I do.
Yep.
And let's face it, a doctor does. I'm not going to take anything away from them on that.
Yes.
But at the same time, there is something, that instinct as a mom, that we can't ignore that and we can't keep pushing that aside. And that's something that I've definitely grown in my own life. But, I was reading this story and I thought it was just such a great illustration of this.
Let's hear it.
So it's back long time ago. President Johnson. That's how far back we go. This was even before I was born, Jayla.
Okay, good.
So President Johnson wanted to speak to Ken Galbraith, which I think he was like an ambassador or something, who was sleeping. So he went to his home. This man is sleeping, and his housekeeper was given instructions by him not to wake him. Did not matter what. Don't wake me up. So when the president said, well, wake him up. I want to talk to him. And you're thinking, okay, this is the president.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably an exception,
Yeah.
But after numerous times of this, she finally firmly replied, no, Mr. President, I work for him, not you. She knew who she was working for. And she knew, in the end, she was confident. These were the instructions given to me, and I'm not going to let you sway me. And I have to say, like, one of these, I don't know if you have any examples. Obviously, Luca's really young, and I have 4 kids, and they're older. So, one of my examples in this, I think, as a mom was my youngest daughter. When she was young, she really had difficulty with her speech. And it was... she, for a very long time, people could not even understand what she was saying, and so I had her evaluated while she was in preschool, and she qualified for speech therapy, but I didn't get it because I thought, okay, can you just give me some tools? I'll work with her at home because she wasn't in school yet. So I'll work with her. Sisters were in school. I have time. And then she got to kindergarten and still was struggling.
Which daughter was this?
This was Kate, my youngest.
Okay.
And very smart. She could read, but her speech was very difficult to understand. And, so I asked her kindergarten teacher if we could have her evaluated. And at that point in time, there was a new assistant principal and new principal. And I think they were, kind of getting a little stricter with who they would have qualify for these different things. Okay. And so, I remember being in that meeting, and it's a speech therapist, a kindergarten teacher of 20 plus years, the administrators, and they were telling me that she is doing well. Academically, she was doing fine. But, so I said, so we're going to wait until she's not doing fine? I'm not okay with that. Mm-hmm. And so I told them, I said, well, it's your responsibility to help us here. So what are you going to do then?
Oh,
what, yeah. Okay. I mean, so the kindergarten teacher that she had, my older daughter also had her too. So she knew me well already. And she was like, I was so proud of you, Mama Bear, because that isn't like me. And I swear I was like shaking and, so nervous to do that. But it was like something rose up in me and I had the confidence to know, like, no, this is affecting her confidence. And when she is speaking, she doesn't want to speak in front of the class anymore. This is going to start to affect her. So I needed to, in that moment, advocate for her. And that can be really hard with our kind of personality, I think, too. But why do you think it's important to have confidence as we lead at home?
Me and you were talking a little bit earlier. I feel like having confidence at home creates a sort of stability. I feel like it can go so many different ways there, but I feel like when you're confident in the way that you're leading your family, your kids feel secure, your spouse feels secure. I'm trying to think of an example because Luca is so young.
Yeah.
I know when she was smaller, she was born early. When she was smaller, she had this issue where she would just choke all the time.
Aw.
It was very aggressive. But like, it would scare me the first time it happened.
Sure.
I burst out in tears. Like, she was a few weeks old. I didn't know what was going on. We took her to the pediatrician and they were just kind of like, we're going to send her to a specialist or whatever because they kept saying it was this and it was that. And like in my heart, I just did not feel that that's what it was. I was around her all day. I knew like her routines. I knew that there was something else triggering it. And I took her home. I didn't go to the appointment, even though they advised me to go. I decided not to go. And I just did some research on my own. I talked to some people that I trusted, some family back home in Chicago, and I started kind of doing my own thing with her, and eventually kind of like she grew out of it. I noticed some improvements. I switched her bottles, and I don't know. I feel like not always taking the advice from someone, like you said, like doctors are professionals. And I could have gone to the appointment. Maybe I should have gone to the appointment, but in my heart, I just felt like that was what was best for her and best for our family, and it worked out.
Right. So, well, and I think here's the thing. We are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
I think it is important to, take what the doctors have to say, what the teachers have to say, any different professionals, therapists, whatever.
Yeah.
But in the end, you're the one that's with them 24/7. And so you know your child better than anyone. So I guess my encouragement to our parents today is, in this journey of parenting, be confident. In the end, you have what it takes to lead them.
Yeah.
You know your children. And will you get it right 100% of the time? No. It's good. Like, I like how you said, like, I was seeking out counsel from other people that I trusted, that I know. While I love doctors, and doctors they're so knowledgeable, but you're taking them in and they see your child for about 10 minutes and try to make a diagnosis, and it's not always going to be right. So I think, we don't need to look blindly just because, well, they have a degree and I don't. You can trust that you have what it takes. So, I just want to encourage you guys, walk with confidence this week in being a parent and know that you have what it takes.
Yep.